Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and shooting a little earlier than usual. I hope you can see me clearly. It's in the late afternoon, like 4 o'clock. But yeah, I wanted to make sure that I shot a couple of videos um, before I forget about the movies. So we're doing a movie review, and this time it's one of the horror movies. Now I initially planned on doing a few horror movies reviews for this month, the month of October, but to be honest, I always shoot them in advance, and then I shoot a few on a Saturday, maybe a couple on a Sunday, and then I try to place them as we go along. So because I tend to fall sick quite often, so if I'm not in the mood, I might not even shave on that day. I might not even take a shower because I'm not feeling all that great. So therefore, I don't tend to shoot it on certain days. So I wish I could plan them a lot better, but this is how it's going to be. Anyway, it's not like I have too many viewers in anyhow. So. The Taking of Deborah Logan. So this is one of the horror movies that I was been planning to watch for the month of October. But the other thing is I thought I would actually try and do a lot of horror movies this season, but everybody seems to be doing it, and I wasn't sure that I wanted to do it. So this is a movie which I have been planning on watching for a while. So anyhow, Taking of Deborah Logan from 2014. I did not know much about this other than it seemed to be like a possession thing, but it turned out to be something very different than what I actually expected. I thought it would be something demonic. It isn't. So stars, now the only person who I actually, or rather two of the people who I know from the cast are Anne Ramsey, who I've seen her on television shows and a couple of movies here and there. She is more famous for being one of the sister of the lead character in Mad About You. Is that now I can't get off the top of my head the name of the actress. Is it Helen Hunt? I think so. It's such a long time back since I saw that. So Mad About You is a sitcom that ran for a couple of years, and she played the lesbian sister. So she played a comedic role. She's also on a music video for Mr. Big. Which one is that? Going Where the Wind Blows, yeah. So those two are the ones that I really associate her with, and she's a little bit more older in this movie. So she plays the daughter who kind of speaks to a film crew. When I say film crew, this is a person who's a young lady who's taking a PhD in filmmaking. She's played by Michelle Ang, who's a very pretty young actress. And we've got her sound engineering guy, as well as the cameraman, who are there to shoot a documentary and a little bit about a medical kind of documentary about somebody who's got Alzheimer's and who's in at the early stages, and that is the character of Deborah Logan, played by an actress who I've never seen before, Jill Larson, but I'll have to check out her credits to see. Maybe I have seen her in something, and she is amazing in this role. I mean, she plays the role creepy as heck. I would say that. I mean, even if she wasn't possessed, she would definitely be creepy. So she's in the early stages. However, the doctors notice that there's a rapid growth, rapid changes in her brain, that she's not forgetting things, reacting things badly, and all that stuff. So they agree to have them stay at the house. They're paying her, and the daughter, played by Anne Ramsey, Sarah, she knows that she needs money for the house, to maintain the house. So she decides to play along with Mia, who's the film producer, the person making the movie, the docudrama. So initially they just things, they try to settle down. Things are actually not that bad. However, as we go along, it's certain to find that certain things are happening. And Deborah, when she was younger, she played a switchboard operator. I've never even seen those things in real life, but yeah, she used to do that way back in the when. And she has a spare one in the attic, and throughout the night, certain things happen where she seems to be answering the service, and it's ringing really loudly, and these people can't see, and she's actually naked, sitting on a chair and working on that device. She reacts badly to certain things. There is also a neighbor who's a childhood friend of Deborah, and he's taking he doesn't take her descent into Alzheimer's illness as he's not taking it very well, and he also seems to think negatively about the film crew because he thinks they're trying to exploit her illness and all that stuff. In reality, they aren't. And we also come to learn about, she's actually speaking in French, and learn that there is a line for 337 that keeps continuously ringing, and apparently that used to belong to a physician named Henri Desjardins. Apparently he was from Quebec, so we have a Canadian villain over here. And he disappeared after a series of cannibalistic ritualized murders of 4 young girls. Now apparently he was trying to prolong his life by by possessing someone else, and he needed 5 young girls to be murdered, and this is, I think, before they reach before they reach puberty, before they can have their first period, I think is what they mentioned. So he has killed 4 girls, and apparently he tried to target Sarah when she was younger. So Deborah had Sarah sent off to study and live in a boarding school, and afterwards Henri disappeared. So that's the basic premise of this. When they find out that Deborah starts acting really weird, she starts pulling her hair, she appears to be closing windows without actually physically doing the act. So the sound guy, he gets freaked, and he goes, especially after the neighbor gets angry and drunk, and he shoots at their van. They call the cops, he's arrested, but they take it. Deborah goes down for the worse, and then things go out of hand. And I'm not going to say the rest of exactly what's happening, but the final part is where the movie really takes off. And there's a few scenes in it with if you have seen the movie, you've seen where the monitor moves on its own and smashes against the neighbor's head, and several scenes with Deborah in it, and the eating scene. The scene where she tries to actually eat the poor kids. So there was a cancer-ridden child who Deborah abducts, and she tries to eat it kind of like a snake. And there is a theme of snakes in this. I don't really know. I have to go deep and second to say as to why the snakes are kind of like thematically into it. There's also a thought process in which that the neighbor and Deborah killed the man and then buried him, and they do find the body, and so it's this ancient Monacan ritual. So apparently he's possessed Deborah since then. So that's the thing. And then the end part, I don't want to give it away because I think that it'll ruin the movie for you, because it is shot kind of like found footage for the most part. It's mostly through the lens of the film crew, and at the end there are some news articles as well. But the movie itself, I know initially I wasn't very happy with it. I was thinking, where's this going? But then slowly it did pick up quite a bit, and I was pretty happy. When I say happy, I was like, I got the scares, I got the jump scares and all that stuff, but I don't actually mind jump scares. I don't have a problem with them. The main thing is whether the movie is actually good, and I did enjoy this movie quite a lot. So I would give this movie, for a horror movie, I would definitely give it an 8 out of 10. I think it's something that's worthwhile keeping in your collection, and I think a lot of people will enjoy this. That scene towards the end where she's trying to eat the kid's head is pretty, trying to swallow the kid's head. That's pretty outstanding, and I've actually seen that in some other, videos where they talk about horror movies, and never knew which movie it was from, and I've been trying to find out which one it was, and I'm glad that I actually found out finally that it's actually from this movie. So the ending part, the reveal at the end is not really. I am actually skipping on one thing. I want you to watch that and then see for yourself exactly, kind of like a twist at the end. But that's the Taking of Deborah Logan, and hats off to this particular lady, Jill Lawrence, who's actually, I'm sorry, what's her name? Jill Larson, who I never heard of before, but she did a fantastic job. Everybody else was pretty good movie-wise, so I think it's a must-watch for horror fans. Giving it an 8 out of 10. Thank you guys.